Nigeria's pensions industry assets increased in the last year by 7.14%, says the country's Pensions Commission. But looking at that in dollar terms, which is the world's most traded currency, the value actually dropped from $33 billion in 2019 to $15 billion in 2024. That creates a challenge for the money managers in charge of helping provide for our retirement. These industry players here are deliberating on how they can hedge inflation and beat volatility of foreign exchange on assets in the pension space.
As we domesticate our economy and rely less on dollars, we can achieve more sustainable savings and inflation in rate terms. But until we do that, the only safeguards we have is to allow some of these funds to be invested offshore, like I said, up to 20%, which is a recommendation that is with PENOP now and the central bank. And I think it would be good to get the input and the support of distinguished senators and House of Rep members, who you all are representative, like my brother there, to make sure that this is the light of the day.
Despite the inflation rate hitting 33.69% in April this year, the Pension Operators Association of Nigeria still strongly believes in the contributory pension scheme birthed in Nigeria in 2004.
The contributory scheme is still very relevant. Despite everything, imagine if you didn't have your pension, if you didn't have a contribution. The only thing I would advocate for right now is that we are able to invest in assets that can give us real returns. Things like investing in real estate, things like investing in foreign currency denominated assets, both within and outside Nigeria. Those are the things that can protect the values of these assets. I also believe that when the contributions are also increased in terms of the rate of contribution, and if government is able to pay its own part of the contribution to public sector employees, that will ensure that the scheme is relevant, we are able to pay pensioners as are when due, and everybody will be better for it.
Meeting the targets of the scheme with the changing times requires constant engagements, which include reviews of relevant laws. This is where the legislative arm of government comes in, and there is now a promise of a more effective collaboration to better protect retirees.
The House Committee is in the process of calling for stakeholders' engagement on the amendment of the Pension Reform Act 2014. Because even presently, there are two amendments that has passed first reading at the House. And what the take-home will have from here today will help us in whatever decision we will take about the amendment. I'm glad and happy my colleague, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Pension, Mr. Fassi, and also member of the committee from the Senate. So to Victor Obe, they are here. The two houses are going to work on together to see that we reform the pension industry. Certainly, PENOP, the umbrella body of the PFS and PFCs, have done a lot by putting this registry together. It has helped members of the committee to have more knowledge about the performance of the pension industry, especially the PFS and PFCs. Government can decide to increase the percentage of the pension, contributory pension. Also, the PFS and PFC, the investment they are doing also, should target investment that are less risky because it's people's money they are using. There is many pension money. So the investment they are doing in whatever form, because of the inflation that is happening, they should channel the investment in areas that will yield more profit, more results. And I think the government also should do something to the contributory pension, maybe by increasing the percentage of the pension. Because retiree pension is something that you, after working for several years, you have that which should assist you and your family in moving on with your life.
In all, efforts have to be stepped up to ensure that the high exchange rate pressures and double-digit inflation are just in the short term if Nigerian retirees are to get more value for their pension investments. Lillian Jijingi-Agudah, Arise News.